Hello, everyone. My name is Marsha Vanwynsberghe, and I am starting a new podcast called Own Your Choices, Own Your Life. And I've already done a few interviews, and I'm uploading them as we go. So I just wanted to do a quick introductory video as to why would I want to do a podcast and join in that world. So I am a health and life adversity coach. I have been in the healthcare field for 25 years now, and I have spent my life helping people to create change in their life, whether it's physical, emotional transformations, helping them rehabbing their body, or adjusting to life post-injury. So I've done a number of different areas in the healthcare field. My life revolved around fixing problems and creating solutions for people. So I saw myself as a fixer. And as a fixer, I was somebody who really wanted to create that change for everyone. And I believed that it was always possible if you worked hard enough and you dug in, did the work, and didn't quit. That wasn't always the case when it came to my own family and my own circumstances. When a number of years ago, we first found drugs in our home, and it was not something I planned. It was not something on my radar, not something I expected. And it completely changed our whole lives. It changed the direction of our lives completely. We have two boys. They are now 19 and 18. And what I'm continuing to share is my story, not their story, but my story. And what did I have to go through as a parent? And what did I have to go through as a person in order to be able to handle the challenges that we faced on a regular basis? And challenges that left us completely isolated in ways that, yes, we did isolate ourselves, but isolated from a number of situations, people, family, even because sometimes people didn't know what to say, or sometimes we were surrounded by so much judgment and criticism that it just became easier not to go out, not to socialize, and to really not be part of the world. But what happens then is that you end up isolating yourself to such a point that you hide. Essentially, you're hiding from the entire world. And that's a Band-Aid. That's a really, really cheap, bad Band-Aid that you keep putting on a situation. But I did it long enough because I just really didn't know what else to do anymore. So eventually, it culminated in a period of time where we almost lost both of our boys in a span of a week, and one to an attempted suicide and one to almost an overdose. And everything changed for me because it had to change. I had to start to look at things differently. And through that process required me to really get a handle on my boundaries, my values, my expectations for my own life, not that I could fix or control anyone else's. And I really started to embrace the serenity prayer and what it meant and how I could truly only control myself. And that's a tough thing to take in when you are a fixer and you want solutions. And of course, you don't want your kids to suffer, and you want them to have a wonderful life full of all of these possibilities. So I didn't know how to surrender or walk away or step away from it. But at the end of the day, I had to find a way to save myself because I was drowning. I was absolutely drowning. I was holding onto the anchor. I was being buried alive. I honestly, I don't even like to look back at those days because I hated where I was at and who I had let myself become. I had lost myself. And so I decided that I wanted to change. And it took time to get here. This has been a 6-year journey for us. But when I finally decided that I wanted to create change, what I did was I reached out, and a friend helped me do a press release. And it was put out to CBC Radio and a few other sources. And by that afternoon, I had a phone call, And by the next morning, I was at CBC Radio Live. And from there, went to one talk, went to another talk, went to reaching out, taking my coaching certification, speaking at Mo Mondays, which has been a great source for me for connecting with people. And now I've done 5 different Mo Mondays. I've been speaking, doing Facebook Lives, doing other events, and branching into coaching and supporting others who are looking to create change in their lives. And it's that process in itself that I just described was about 2.5, almost 3 years. So it's taken a long time to get to here. It's taken off a lot of work and a lot of determination, perseverance, but really it just took a decision, and it took deciding that I was going to take charge of my own life again. And in the process has allowed me to create even better relationships with both of my boys. It has not been an easy road. It has not been a path that I would have chosen, but it is a path that's impossible for me to learn the lessons that I learned. I had to walk this path. I had to be on this path. So I have decided that it is not going to be for waste, and it is going to be for a bigger purpose that is going to impact and help other people along the way. And I am here to be of service, and I'm here to help support and mentor and coach and in any way, shape, or form that I can. So hence came this podcast. And that's where it started from. And it took me a while to come up with a name, but Own Your Choices, Own Your Life really described my entire situation. Is that we all have turning points in our life. We all have paths that we don't plan on. We all have moments where it's, why me, and why is this happening to me, and what did I do wrong? And I know because I was there for a very long time. And the whys will never serve you. They will never serve you. They won't serve you. There's no answer that you're going to get for the why. So the why is a redundant question that just keeps you stuck exactly in the same place. It has to come down to, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do? What action am I going to take? What step am I going to do? So that it becomes action words. And when you do that, it allows you to step into who you're meant to be and what you're meant to do. And that's what I am here to do, is really to step into a role of service, which means that I have had to learn how to grow some thicker skin to step out and speak. Not everybody agrees with what I'm doing. Completely fine with that. It really doesn't bother me at all anymore. And because I know that if it makes a difference in someone else's life, then that is exactly why I'm doing it. So that's why I'm here. And each week we will be doing interviews with people. I will be doing my own captions for the podcast that will continue to grow on its own. I could have waited until I knew every single step that I had to do. And I decided that there was no need to wait anymore, because done is better than perfect. And we don't need perfection. There's enough fake perfection out there in social media, and we don't need it. We need real. We truly need real. We need to know that we are not alone. We need to know that other people have struggles. And we need to know that it's possible to get to the other side. So that's what I am here to do. I am here to tell you that it has been a long road, but I have come from being on the floor, curled up in a fetal position, not sure if I could ever stand again, to now being able to speak in front of others and share my story and share the lessons that I learned, share the gifts in my adversity. Yes, I said the word gifts, and not everybody always agrees with the word gifts, but gifts are very important to me, because I believe that we all have gifts that we are here to use. You can't use my gifts, and I can't use your gifts. We are here to use our own gifts. And sometimes life will gently nudge us into the direction so that we will uncover and use our gifts. And when we find our gifts aren't meant for us. They're meant for us to use, to share with other people and impact others. And that's what I'm here to do. So I'd love it if you tune in regularly, and we will continue to share these messages and share the lessons learned, because I've already done 2 recordings, and I tell you, so far I'm loving the people that I am connecting with. There are some incredible people out there that if you allow yourself to be vulnerable and open, you will connect and meet with. And I know it's scary. It's so scary sometimes to allow yourself to be real and do that. But at the same time, sometimes it's even more scary to sit and do nothing, or to stay hiding and to avoid the world, because that's not living. That is not living at all. And I'm here to live, and I believe that you are here to live and to step into something bigger and enjoy life, find our happiness again, and truly use our gifts to impact others. So I look forward to having you on this journey with me, and I can't wait to see all the things that we learn. So thank you so much for joining me on this podcast called Own Your Choices, Own Your Life, because when you truly step in and own your choices, you can completely own your life, and that's what you're here to do. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to connecting on our next podcast. Have an amazing day.